Oh, hello there, everyone. It's your old Grandma Ellie here, sitting in my cozy armchair with a cup of hot tea. Y'all know I love sharing stories from my long life on this YouTube channel. Today, I've got a real doozy for you. It's about me and my late husband, Bob. We were married for over 50 years, bless his soul. The title of this tale is, After 30 years away from our ranch, my husband died, but left a secret there when I opened the gate. Now this ain't no made-up yarn, it's straight from my heart, full of tears, love, and a bit of good old-fashioned getting even. I'll tell it in 5 parts, like chapters in a book. Grab a tissue, cause it's emotional. Let's dive in. Well, let me start at the beginning, folks. My name's Eleanor Thompson, but everybody calls me Ellie. I grew up in the dusty plains of West Texas, where the sun beats down like a hammer on an anvil. That's where I met Bob, Robert Thompson, back in the 60s. He was a tall drink of water with a smile that could melt butter, working as a ranch hand on my daddy's spread. We fell head over heels, got hitched in a little white church, and took over the family ranch. Oh, those early days were pure bliss. We'd ride horses at dawn, mend fences under the stars, and dream big about raising a family and building an empire. Our ranch, Thompson Acres, spanned 500 acres of prime land, cattle, horses, even some oil wells, pumping in the back. We had 2 kids, our boy, Jake, who was wild as a Mustang, and little Sarah, with curls like golden wheat. Life was hard work, but sweet. Bob was my rock. He'd hold me tight during storms, whispering promises of forever. But 30 years ago, tragedy struck like a rattlesnake. A massive drought hit, then a wildfire roared through, burning half our barns and killing most of the herd. We lost everything financially, debts piled up higher than haystacks. Worst of all, in the chaos, we suspected foul play. Our neighbor and business partner, Harlan Wade, had been arguing with Bob over land rights. The fire started on his side, but the sheriff called it an accident. We couldn't prove nothing, so he sold what was left and moved to Dallas for a fresh start. Bob got a job in construction. I became a schoolteacher. We rebuilt, but the ranch haunted us. Bob never talked about it much, just got quieter over the years. Fast forward to last year. Bob passed away from a heart attack at 78. I was devastated. My world shattered. In his will, he left a sealed envelope for me. Ellie, my love, there's a secret at the ranch, behind the old east gate. Forgive me for keeping it. Go when you're ready. My heart raced. What secret? After the funeral, with Jake and Sarah urging me on, I packed my bags and drove back to Thompson Acres, now overgrown and forgotten. The gate was rusted shut, vines choking it like secrets do a soul. With trembling hands, I pried it open. Oh dears, opening that gate felt like stepping into a ghost town from my past. The hinges creaked like old bones, and a chill wind whipped up dust that stung my eyes. Behind it lay the scorched section of the ranch we'd abandoned, blackened earth still showing scars from that fire 30 years back. I hadn't set foot here since we left, and memories flooded me like a flash flood. Bob laughing as he chased Jake on horseback, Sarah picking wildflowers. Tears blurred my vision, but I pressed on, following a faint path Bob must have worn over the years. His note said secret, but what? I wandered deeper, past twisted fence posts, until I spotted something odd, a small cabin hidden in a thicket of mesquite trees. It wasn't there before. Bob must have built it in secret. My heart pounded as I approached. The door was padlocked, but under a rock nearby, I found a key with my name etched on it. Inside it was sparse. A cot, a desk, shelves lined with boxes. Dust motes danced in the sunlight slanting through the window. I started rifling through papers. Old ledgers from the ranch days, yellowed with age. Then I found letters, stacks of them, addressed to me but never sent. Bob's handwriting, shaky in places. Ellie, darling, I couldn't tell you then, but Harlan Wade set that fire. I saw proof, but he threatened our family. My knees buckled. Harlan? That snake? He'd been our partner, sharing profits from the oil. But according to Bob's notes, Harlan embezzled funds, then torched the place to cover his tracks when Bob confronted him. The fire killed our dreams, and indirectly, it broke Sarah's spirit. She struggled with depression after, though she's okay now. Deeper in the boxes, evidence, forged documents, photos of Harlan meeting shady folks, even a recorded tape from back then, where he admitted it. Bob had been gathering this for decades, sneaking back to the ranch without telling me. Why hide it? A journal entry explained, I was scared, Ellie. Harlan's powerful now, owns half the county. If I went public, he'd come after you and the kids. But I couldn't let it go. This is for you, if I go first. Sobs racked me. All those years, Bob carried this burden alone, protecting us. The emotion hit like a freight train. Love for him swelling, mixed with rage at Harlan. That man ruined us, and Bob died with the weight. I vowed right there, revenge would be mine. Bless your hearts for sticking with me, folks. Sitting in that dusty cabin, clutching Bob's letters, I felt a storm brewing inside. Emotional? Honey, I was a wreck, crying for the man I loved who shielded me from this ugliness. Bob's words painted a picture of quiet heroism. He'd drive out here on weekends, pose in his fishing trips to build his case. One entry broke me. Ellie, you're my sunshine. Forgiving myself for not fighting sooner is hard, but knowing you're safe makes it worth it. Oh, the guilt he carried. Our marriage wasn't perfect. We argued over money, the move, but this secret explained his distant spells. As I dug deeper, the secret unfolded like a bad dream. Harlan Wade wasn't just a thief. Bob's evidence showed he'd bribed the sheriff to rule the fire accidental. Worse, a hidden file revealed Harlan had a hand in sabotaging our oil wells beforehand, causing leaks that poisoned our water and forced the sale cheap. He bought the land afterward, striking it rich on what should have been ours. Photos showed his mansion now, built on our ruins, and get this, a letter from a witness, now deceased, claiming Harlan threatened him silent. Bob had tracked it all, but age and fear stopped him from acting. My mind raced with what-ifs. What if we'd known? Could we have saved the ranch, kept our family whole? Sarah might not have battled those dark days. Jake wouldn't have drifted away for years. The pain was raw, like reopening an old wound, but under the grief burned anger, hot as that long-ago fire. Harlan lived high on the hog while we scraped by in the city. He attended our kids' weddings like nothing happened, smiling that fake grin. I spent hours there, piecing it together. By dusk, resolve hardened. Revenge? Not violence, no sir. I'm a grandma, not a gunslinger. But justice, Texas style. I'd use Bob's legacy to expose Harlan, strip him of everything. First, I called Jake and Sarah, sharing the truth over tears. They were shocked, but supportive. Mum, let's nail him, Jake said. We hired a lawyer friend, discreet-like, to verify the evidence. It was solid, enough for a lawsuit, maybe criminal charges. As night fell, I locked the cabin, feeling Bob's spirit whispering approval. The gate clanged shut behind me, but my heart was wide open to what came next. Woo! This part's where the emotions really boiled over, dears. Back in Dallas, I couldn't sleep for days, Bob's face haunting my dreams. I'd wake crying, hugging his old flannel shirt that still smelled like hay and aftershave. The secret weighed heavy, not just the betrayal, but realizing Bob sacrificed his peace for ours. Letters revealed his inner torment. Ellie, I wanted to tell you so bad, but seeing you happy in the city stopped me. Happy. We were surviving, but the ranch was our soul. Harlan stole that, and Bob led him to protect us. It hurt, feeling both grateful and mad at him for not trusting me enough. Family rallied round. Sarah flew in from California, Jake from Austin. We pored over the evidence in my living room, spread out like a detective show. Dad was a hero, Mom, Sarah said, wiping tears. But heroism came at a cost. Our marriage had cracks I never saw, those quiet nights he'd stare out the window. Now I knew why. The grief mixed with fury at Harlan, now a big-shot developer, running for local office on a family values platform. Hypocrite. Planning revenge felt cathartic, like reclaiming power. Our lawyer, Tom Reynolds, an old-school chum, said we had a slam-dunk civil case for fraud and arson. Criminal, trickier, but the tape could reopen the investigation. I imagined Harlan's face when served papers, that smug smile wiping clean off. But I wanted more, public humiliation. So we tipped off a reporter from the Dallas Morning News, anonymous-like, with teasers from the files. Let the truth simmer, Tom advised. Emotions peaked when I visited Bob's grave. Why didn't you tell me, you stubborn mule? I whispered, laying flowers. Forgiveness came slow, but it did. He did it out of love. That fueled me. We built the case meticulously, affidavits, expert analyses on the forgeries. Harlan's empire, built on lies. He'd expanded Thompson Acres into luxury homes, profiting millions. Our suit aimed to seize it back, plus damages. As months passed, anxiety gnawed. What if Harlan fought dirty? Rumors swirled he had connections, but Bob's spirit urged me on. One night, dreaming of the ranch, I woke with clarity. This wasn't just revenge, it was closing the chapter, honoring Bob. With the lawsuit filed quietly, we waited for the hammer to fall. The gate to justice was creaking open, and I was ready to charge through. And now, the grand finale, folks, where it all comes full circle. With the lawsuit launched, Harlan got served at his fancy campaign rally. Oh, to see his face on the news, pale as milk, stammering denials. The reporter we'd tipped exploded the story. Local tycoon accused of 30-year-old arson and fraud. Widows shocking evidence. Headlines blared across Texas, dragging his name through the mud. Voters fled like rats from a sinking ship. His election bid tanked overnight. The trial was a spectacle in the county courthouse. I took the stand, voice steady despite the butterflies. My husband, Bob Thompson, gathered this proof in secret to protect our family. I testified, holding up the letters. The jury, folks like us, ranchers and teachers, hung on every word. Harlan's lawyers twisted facts, claiming it was all coincidence, but the tape sealed it. His voice admitting the sabotage. Gasps echoed when played. Emotional? I broke down once, recalling the fire's devastation, but it swayed him. Verdict came swift. Guilty on all counts. Harlan lost everything, fined millions, facing prison for arson. The court awarded us the old ranch land back, plus compensation that set Jake, Sarah, and me up for life. We reclaimed Thompson Acres, turning it into a family retreat. I even rebuilt that cabin as a memorial to Bob, with his letters framed inside. Revenge tasted sweet, but bittersweet. Harlan's fall brought closure, not joy. Seeing his family suffer reminded me of our pain. I forgave, in a way, focusing on healing. Now, at 76, I ride horses again, feeling Bob's presence in the wind. The kids visit often, grandkids play where we once did. Looking back, opening that gate, unleashed grief, truth, and triumph. Bob's secret was his final gift, justice after decades. If you're facing secrets or betrayals, remember, time don't heal all, but courage does. Thanks for listening, dears. Hit like if this touched you, subscribe for more stories. God bless.